police, open up.
Okay. Alright, I've got the ear patch on, so I'll pretend that I got shot in the earlobe, and I'll go talk to the cop. So you just try to clean up the blood and Charlie, and I'll be back.
It's the police, open up.
Good evening, sir. My name is Officer O'Sullivan. We heard some reports of gunshots in the neighborhood. Wondering if you can explain it to me at all?
Well, I'll explain it to you, but first let me explain it to them. See, what happened was, on the night of his 10th anniversary, Charlie Brock, who was then the deputy mayor of New York City, was having a party with all his friends. And, well, my name's Lenny, and I was the first person to show up. And when I showed up, he was upstairs, and he was bleeding from his earlobe, which was kind of weird. So then, this officer showed up, and now I have to try to explain exactly what's going on tonight, and I really have no idea what happened. So I'm going to make it up all right now. Okay, this is exactly what happened. See, I'm Charlie Brock, and since I'm Charlie Brock, I know exactly what has been happening here tonight, because I was here the whole time. And this is exactly what happened. The entire truth. I'm not leaving out any details, because I'm Charlie Brock. And this is what happened. At exactly 6 o'clock tonight, I came home from work. My wife, Myra, was upstairs in her dressing room getting ready for the party. It was our 10th wedding anniversary, so I decided we would celebrate with a bottle of champagne, so I grabbed some champagne from the refrigerator and headed upstairs. The only other people in the house were Rosita, the Spanish cook, who was in the kitchen with Romera, her Spanish sister, and Romero, her Spanish son. They were preparing an Italian dinner, and they were waiting for Myra to tell them when to start the dinner. As I climbed upstairs, I said to myself, "It's my 10th wedding anniversary, and I can't believe I still love my wife so much." Myra was putting on the perfume I bought her for Christmas. I bought it for her purposely because, well, it drives me crazy. I went to Myra's door and I tapped on it. Tap, tap, tap. She opened the door. I hand her a glass of champagne. Then we make a toast. I toast to the most beautiful wife a man has ever had for 10 wonderful years. Then she says, to the best man and the best wife that have ever been together for 10 wonderful years. I decide I'm going to make another toast. I say, to the lovely skin that has ever been on the loveliest body that has never aged a day in 10 wonderful years. Then she says, to the loveliest hands that have ever graced the loveliest skin that has never aged a day in 10 wonderful years. It is now about 8 o'clock, and outside it has grown dark. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. A strange young man entered the room with a knife in his hands. The strange young man said in Spanish, "Yo quito se dablo enchilada porque son quinto minuto." But I don't speak Spanish, and I never saw Rosita's son Romero before, and I didn't know the knife was just to cut up a salad, and he was just asking should they heat up the dinner now? So I aim my gun at him. Myra screams and pulls my arm, and I shoot myself in the earlobe. Rosita's son Romero runs downstairs to tell Rosita and Ramona, "Mamacita, mala que pasa el hombre abajo allá, el hombre que loco, que bang bang." The crazy man took a shot at him. So Rosita, Ramona, and Romero leave in a huff. My earlobe is bleeding all over Myra's new dress. Suddenly we hear a car pull up. It's the first guests. Myra runs downstairs to stop Rosita, Ramona, and Romero, otherwise we'll have no dinner. I look out the window, but it's dark, and I think that someone is stealing my beautiful old Mercedes, so I take a shot at them. Bang! Myra runs downstairs to try to find Rosita, Ramona, and Romero. She looks in the basement, but she trips in the dark and knocks herself out cold. I'm looking downstairs for Myra, and I notice the basement door is open. I'm afraid the strange-looking kid will come back, so I lock the door, not knowing that Myra is down there knocked out in the cold. Then I run upstairs to try to take some aspirin, because my earlobe is killing me. But there's blood in my eyes, and I can't see clearly, so by mistake I take 4 Valium pills instead. I hear the guests downstairs, and I want to tell them to look for Myra. But suddenly I can't talk from the Valium, and I'm bleeding on the white rug. So I start to write a note, explaining exactly what happened, but the note looks like gibberish. I can't read my own handwriting. And I'm afraid that they'll think it was a suicide note, and then they'll call the police. My friend Glenn Cooper was coming, and it would be very bad for his campaign to get mixed up with a suicide. So I tore up the note. Just as they were walking into the room, they're yelling at me, "What happened? What happened?" And before I could tell them what happened, I passed out on the floor. And that's the whole story. As sure as my name is Charlie Brock.